Monday, January 6th. It is quite windy. It is quite cool. The temperature is 22 degrees. With the breeze, it feels like 5 degrees. Last night when I got home, it was, I don't know, it's like 9 degrees. The feel like temperature, according to my cell phone, was -9, and it felt every bit of -9, folks, doing the chores after dark. So, all good, all good. So, someone asked me a question just a few days ago, and it's a question that I get asked quite a lot when people find out how I live. They ask, why do you choose to live like that? Now, for those of you who have watched my other videos or followed me for quite a long time, you know what I'm about to say. So I'm just going to recap it for those who haven't heard this yet. I live without running water. I live without electricity. I don't have solar panels or anything like that. So my life consists of doing all my housework inside during the day when there's peak sunlight, so I can see to do my housekeeping, right? Which I'm behind on, folks. I'm just going to be honest. And getting things done outside. There's no snow on the ground. The ground is trying to freeze pretty hard, and I'm trying to putter at next year's firewood. So I live pretty basic. It's not off-grid, considered completely off-grid, because I do have a vehicle. I do have a generator. I do not have a battery bank or of any kind, folks. I do not have any electric in my house, period. No wires, no nothing. And for my bathroom, I use a 5-gallon bucket with a round toilet seat, and I have a composting system for my waste, which works really, really nice. And if you do it right, there's no smell, right? So why do I choose to live this way? One, because it's fun. It's a challenge. It keeps me very busy. It keeps my noggin moving. It keeps my body moving. A mind that doesn't think becomes stale. A body that doesn't move or keep in motion gets really stiff, and you lose muscle, you lose endurance, you lose strength, and all of that. So just by the nature of how I live, I need to keep my noggin functioning. I need to be able to think. I need to be able to process. And this goes with life in general. I get that. But you always have to be on alert here. Now, I'm gonna, not this video, but I'm going to get into something that happened to me just last week. And I'm still trying to process that. I'm still trying to figure out reasonable theories on what happened to me. So that'll be another video, not this one. I've got things to do, folks. But why do I choose to live this way? Because it's fun. It's a challenge. It keeps me very healthy. I get a lot of fresh air. I get a lot of exercise. You problem solve every day. Things come up and you have to problem solve. And growing most of my own food is an awful lot of fun. It takes time. It takes planning. It takes it takes basically knowing what you're doing. But the growing season will also hinder that as well, because you never know what the growing season is going to be. Like a couple of summers ago, I lost everything in my garden because it never stopped raining and it was very cold. So that year, every month, even throughout the summer, I had a fire going in my wood stove. So that was a very off year. It was a very odd year. And that year I had to eat out of my pantry from what I've put up before that year and relying on the stores. So, and there's a big difference, folks, between eating your vegetables that you can up and put up on the shelf in jars versus going to the store and buying a can of vegetables and eating that. It's like night and day. It's like night and day in taste, for sure. So I feel by growing my own food, I know what goes into that. I know what I'm eating. I know how it was handled. I know how it was stored. I know how they were cleaned. And when you go into canned goods that you get in a case, I buy mine by the case. And it's just a big difference in taste. A lot of times a big difference in texture. And you're relying on others, on how it was handled, how it was stored, right? How it was prepared, how they were rinsed off. And it's just more of a peace of mind. Now, I do raise Muscovy ducks and geese. I used to have turkeys, guinea fowl, and chickens for my meat. I would raise them, breed them for throwing their meat into jars and putting them up on the shelf, and there's my meat. The chickens were white meat. The guinea fowl was a darker white meat. The Muscovies are that's red meat, and the geese are red meat. So since I only have Muscovy ducks and geese now, I've only got red meat. Now, if in the future I decide I want turkeys again, because that's a possibility, there's my white meat. I really can't foresee getting chickens again, folks. They're just a pain. They're just a pain. They like to get underfoot. Now, when you walk, the geese get out of the way. The Muscovies get out of the way. The guineas will cut you off at the pass. Then they'll holler at you, right? That's just guineas. Chickens will just come at your feet and just try to trip you intentionally. I swear they do that. So, but turkeys would give me my white meat. Like I said, I've already got my red meat here. And I'm finding the bigger the bird, the less predator issue. So, I grow as much food as I can. I raise as much meat as I can. I do a ton of foraging, folks. There's no shortage of berries here where I live. Just on the bog alone, there's cranberries, there's elderberries, there's blueberries, and those are all wild. There's strawberries, wild strawberries, there's raspberries, there's no shortage of blackberries here. There's nanny berries, there's all kinds of berries here. So there is that. Someone also asked if I tapped maple trees for maple syrup. I put up so much maple syrup one year, folks, that I still got it on my shelf. It's never going to go bad. And I'm still working on that. And that was like 8 years ago, folks. So I put up a lot, and I haven't had to tap any trees since. So there's my sugar from tapping maple trees for maple syrup. And I do all that boiling down outside. There's my vegetables. There's my meat. So I've got protein, I've got vegetables. The potatoes, I go every about 2 or 3 years on growing potatoes. Sweet potatoes I grew one year, and they came out really nice. So that might be a year to grow sweet potatoes is this coming year. So unless I'm missing anything, I'm not really sure. But this life is fun. It's definitely not for everyone, folks. Some people like the town, the city life, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some of us just like to be in the woods. We like to rely more on ourselves, and it's a choice. It is a choice. And it just works. It just works. So there's that. There's that. I think everything is done. I've got enough wood inside. No. I got something else that I want to say. Someone asked me if I needed any more sweatshirts different than green. So as of right now, I have 6 green hoodies exactly the same. I've got 3 blue hoodies exactly the same. I've got a couple of gray ones, and I've got others that I wear just outside here in the yard. So if you see me wearing green hoodies more than you'd like and wonder if I need more hoodies of varying colors, now this works. 6 green ones, 3 blue ones, other colors. I don't wear the same one every day, but if I wanted to, I could, and it wouldn't bother me at all, as long as it was clean, right? As long as it was clean and I weren't sweating to death in it. But out here in this temperature, you're not going to sweat much. So it just simple. It's just simple. I am not dressing for the camera. That's just where I am, folks. When you come to the point in your life where fashion is more important than either comfort or pleasing others, that's okay. I don't want to please others. I have no need to please others. I need to stay warm. I need to stay comfortable. And if they have more green ones in the store than other colors, and I feel like I need another sweatshirt, if that's all they have is green, I'm going to buy the green, folks. That's just, I'm very simple, folks. I'm very simple. So I guess that's it. I am trying to stay in the shadow of this spruce trunk because the sun is coming, well, it's trying to set a little bit. So y'all be good. It is windy, and I will do a video on what happened the other day, and I want to think about that a little bit more and process it a little bit more and come up with more rational thought than irrational, because yeah, I think it's spitting snow, folks. It is spitting snow. So y'all be good. Y'all be mindful of your surroundings and make life work for you. Enjoy it. Do what you enjoy. Don't worry about what others think, because others don't pay your bills. They don't cook for you. They don't do the house cleaning. They don't do your chores. So those people, their judgment of me doesn't matter. It just doesn't.